park guardians.
It was a shortcut, a narrow gravel path lined with benches, flickering lampposts, and the sound of crickets. Most nights, elderly men sat on the benches, talking or feeding birds. Their presence made the park feel safe. Until one night, I stayed late at work, and by the time I reached the park, the streets were empty. The wind felt colder, and the park ahead looked darker than usual. I hesitated, but chose the shortcut. The moment I stepped inside, everything went silent. No crickets, no wind, just my footsteps. Halfway through, I heard footsteps behind me, slow at first, then faster. I glanced back and saw a man running toward me. Panic hit instantly. I sped up. When I looked again, he had stopped, standing still and watching me. Then it happened again. He rushed forward, then stopped. 4 times he did this. The last time, he was only a few feet away. Under the dim light, his face looked pale and empty. Suddenly, he turned and disappeared into the trees. I ran home and locked my door, convincing myself it was just a strange encounter. A week later, the evening news showed his face. He had been arrested for assault, rape, and murder. The attack happened 2 nights after I saw him. I went to the police. They allowed me to speak with him. When I asked why he hadn't hurt me, he replied, "Because you weren't alone." He said a group of people appeared around me, warning him to stay away. Each time he approached, they returned, angrier, louder. The police confirmed no one else had been in the park. I never saw the old men again. But even now, when I pass that park, I feel a quiet calm, like something is still watching over me.
Deep sea horror.
As an investor and a banker, I have everything a person could wish for. Cars, land, villas, comfort, you name it. But sometimes, life gives you moments that don't follow any logic. Moments that stay in your mind for years, no matter how successful or sensible you are. This happened in Florida. I've always loved fishing. It's something that takes me away from the noise of life. So one night, me and a couple of my friends decided to go deep into the sea for a quiet fishing trip. The ocean was calm, the sky was clear, and everything felt normal, almost too normal. Around midnight, my friends got tired and went inside to rest. I stayed awake, sitting on the deck, enjoying the breeze. After a while, I decided to check the lower cabinet where we had kept our freshly caught fish. The moment I opened the door, I heard something. Not a usual sound, not the sound of water or fish moving or the boat creaking. It was the sound of eating, violent eating. Cut, cut, cut. Like something tearing through the fish, biting into them aggressively. My first thought was simple. Maybe a large fish got in somehow. But the sound, it didn't match anything I had ever heard. I grabbed my torch, took a deep breath, and walked back up to the deck. Let me be very clear. I wasn't drunk, I wasn't confused, and I wasn't imagining anything. I was fully aware, fully in my senses. When I pointed the torch toward the area where the sound was coming from, I saw something I still cannot explain. There was a figure, standing like a human. Same height, same outline. But the body was not human. Its skin looked wet and shiny, like something that had just come out of the water. Its arms were slightly longer, and its fingers were sharp at the tips. It was eating the fish with such force and speed that pieces were flying everywhere. And then, it felt the light. Slowly, it turned its head toward me. I cannot explain what I felt at that moment. My entire body froze. My breathing stopped for a second. The way it looked at me, those eyes, they didn't belong to any creature I know. I don't know what happened to me, but I screamed, a loud, sudden scream. The creature reacted instantly. It let out a strange, deep hiss, and then it jumped straight into the water. No splash, no struggle. It disappeared as if the ocean opened up for it. By the time my friends came out, the deck was empty. Only the torn fish remained. Till today, I have no logical explanation for what I saw. I've built my whole life on logic, numbers, and calculations. But this one incident does not fit anywhere. It stays in my mind like a chapter with no ending. Money can buy answers, but not for everything. And that night in the Florida deep remains a mystery I may never solve.
Even after consulting one of the top marine biologists in the US and having 2 or 3 detailed sessions discussing what I saw, he told me there's no known sea creature that matches my description. It's been years now. I still can't bring myself to go near the ocean at night, and the memory lingers. Whatever that thing was, it remains a mystery. Email nightmare. There's this girl from the commercial business department whom I only recognized by face. That morning, I went up to the IT team on the 23rd floor to get my laptop fixed because it refused to connect to the printer. Once they sorted it out, I headed back, and she and I crossed paths in the hallway. She walked past quietly, completely in her own world, and I didn't think anything of it. Later that afternoon, my schedule got overwhelming, so I decided to step away for a moment. Everyone was calling for updates, but I just thought, forget it, I need a breather. I grabbed my mug and went to the pantry to make coffee. While waiting for the water to boil, I glanced toward the 24th floor plaza, and there she was. Standing still just a few feet away, expression unreadable. I sipped my coffee, watched her for a second, then went back to work. People often waited there for meetings or took breaks, so I brushed it off, though something about her calm, empty stare felt off. That night, when I finally got home, the workaholic in me convinced me to check my emails. That's when my whole body froze. It is with deep sorrow that we announce the passing of our colleague, name, corporate sales officer, commercial business. Her dates were written below. July 17th, 1999. October 9th, 2019. October 9th. She died the day before I saw her in the office. I had crossed paths with a ghost, twice. Once the initial shock faded, I replayed every detail from that day. The way she looked, the blankness in her eyes, the strange calm on her face as she stood near me. And then something hit me even harder. I'm the type who always chats with coworkers or strangers when I'm waiting at the printer or brewing coffee. But that day, I didn't say a word. I ignored her both times. My friends and even my boss believed she might have been trying to reach out, that maybe there was something she needed someone to hear. And the guilt still weighs on me. If I hadn't brushed past her, maybe I could have helped in some way. Her family, her team, or whatever she was struggling with before she was gone. I still think about her often. I still feel like I failed her. Rest in peace, Sarah.